Okay, this is a very different kind of video, and I was originally just going to do a Discord post about it. I was going to make a long diatribe about this, but I feel like it's better as a reaction video. So I came across this on A Boring Dystopia, a very cheerful subreddit. This is peak Boring Dystopia. Look at the reporter, how enthusiastic he is about something that's depressing as fuck. This is a news broadcast, a news story, like an interest piece about a high school, I am assuming a high school's new security system. There's a newfangled security system to stop the rise of rampant school shooters. And this might be both the most depressing and the stupidest shit I've ever seen, so I wanted to play it back and react to each point in turn. So let's do that.
Security breach!
At Southwestern High School in Indiana, the kids drill.
I see they're all running past this red line. What is that?
The red line is a security measure, and that's in place because if we stand behind this red line, if there's a shooter at the door, they cannot see the children.
But if they happen to get in the room, suddenly all of that nice human flesh is wad up in the corner with a bunch of desks in front of them so they can't escape. And this is going to be a point we're going to keep coming back to again and again throughout the video.
This is something schools can do right now. There's a red line on the ground.
Also, I don't need to tell you, but a textbook is not going to stop a bullet.
Absolutely.
But here they go high-tech too.
I mean, it's better than nothing, but probably not.
Classroom doors are bullet resistant, and cameras, so many cameras everywhere.
So many cameras. Imagine how much money the camera people are making.
And it's not just school officials watching either. They're connected live with the sheriff's department 10 miles away. Authorities can track an intruder in real time.
Every teacher here, you have your own panic button.
Yeah, we all wear a fob in case there's a security breach. We can push this button and the entire alarm system goes off in the school.
And something else I actually want to show you real quick. When that happens, every classroom has a box like this, also hooked up to the sheriff's department. The teacher can flip help if they actually see the suspect or they're in danger, or they can flip safe if the kids are safe.
It's a great way to let the police know when there's a new show to catch.
In 2015, I tested it, playing the intruder.
Now, this is where we get to the real stupid shit. Because as you can see, this entire setup is based on in every fucking anti-school shooter security measure I've ever seen is always set up with this idea that it's going to be like one lone gunman just kicking down the front door and walking in, when, as far as I'm aware, that rarely ever happens unless they're just a fucking moron.
Showing a male subject in a blue suit.
If I was a real intruder, I couldn't get into a single classroom. They're all locked. Every last one of them.
But the biggest...
This is ignoring the fact that the vast majority of school shooters are, students who are probably going to be there anyway.
Counterattack is yet to come.
He's walking towards exit 14. I'm going to launch the hot zone.
Oh yeah, here we go, the hot zone.
School's secret weapon called hot zones.
I think that graphic speaks for itself.
Exploding smoke cannons hidden in the ceiling. Cops can deploy them in an instant.
This is the shit that makes this feel like a 2007 parody sketch. But it's a real news story in current year. This is how far we've fallen.
Whoa.
Whoa, what's going on?
There is smoke. It is loud and it's meant to disorient the suspect. I mean, look at this. The smoke is filling the hallway. You can barely even see me.
It might be meant to disorient the suspect, but I think more likely what's going to happen is it's going to disorient everyone trying to escape. If there's a mass of people trying to fucking feel their way through this fog, all the shooter has to do is just stand there and spray into the ether, and they'll hit everything in their way.
Whoa. The other amazing thing is, they're watching the suspect on real-time cameras, so no matter where the suspect goes, they can keep setting off these hot zones, so he stays blind.
The system is expensive, $400,000, but school...
Oh, those defense contractors are raking it in.
Officials say worth it in this scary new world. Jeff Rawson, NBC News, Shelbyville, Indiana.
In this scary new world is really the phrase that ties this whole thing together, because you might notice that this looks an awful lot like a natural disaster drill, like a tornado drill or a flood drill or whatever. And that's because that's how they want you to think of school shootings now, as some sort of unavoidable natural occurrence that we just have to live with. Which is how conservatives respond to every problem, with non-solutions and just treating it as inevitable. And it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen for a number of reasons, but the biggest one is that, again, it's all designed around this idea that it's just going to be one lone gunman kicking in the front door. If that happens, great system, and everyone's already in class. But the reality is that it rarely works out that way. A shooter is going to wait until lunchtime when all the doors are open and everyone's intermingling and moving between locations, willy-nilly, or they're going to pull a fire alarm to get everyone crowded and moved into one direction. There are so many weak points to this security measure. It's fucking theatrics. It's $400 theatrics. It's just made this kind of shit is just made to make defense tech companies and camera companies money, but also to give off the illusion that they're solving the problem when they're really just kind of facilitating it, if you really think about it. Because another point that they don't seem to consider here is that, again, the vast majority of shooters are students. These are people that go to this building almost every fucking day and have ample time to learn the ins and outs of how these systems work. In fact, somebody in the comments even pointed out that making how any security system works public knowledge is just asking for it to be exploited. And all these locked doors and red tape and whatever is just huddling all the potential victims in one place. If a shooter can't get in a room, good job. But if they do get in a room, you've just locked them in a room with 30 potential victims. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And this whole fucking news story comes across like what I swear, like 15 years ago, I saw parody sketches about school shooter prevention that were like this, and now it's real news. It's fucking dumb. It's all just fucking theatrics. All those smoke and sirens are gonna do is just disorient everyone trying to escape. It solves like every fucking conservative quote-unquote solution. It solves nothing. It arguably just facilitates the problem. I just wanted to share this because not only is this video kind of horrifying, but it's also hilarious because it's so fucking stupid. Anyway, this is a very different kind of video, but I felt like saying something, so yeah, Zeke Freak out. Ciao ciao for now.